Evening, one and all. Welcome back to Sunday night, 7 o'clock, the Rags and Jacks. Well, end of the month stream with Bootie. He's not here at the minute. He should be along promptly.
He's already streamed today, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Busy boy.
So if we'll do the stuff out the road. If you want to follow us on other platforms, the link's in the description below. If you want to donate, you don't have to, don't care. But if you do, the links are in the description below. So,
I have a quick public service announcement. I'm here to apologise on behalf of Sheila's Dot to Dot because she won't be here tonight because she is celebrating her daughter's 18th birthday with a big barbecue. And she got to the venue where the party was being held. And guess what? She forgot the cake. So she had to go back and get it. Bless her. But yeah, she won't be in tonight, but she says hello to everyone. And she'll be back next week.
Right, you want to do a roll call?
I can't see the chat, buddy. You're going to have to do it. You're going to have to do it yourself. Oh, hold on. I can actually. Hold on. Right. Hello. Who we got in? Right. Okay. Here we go. Right. Is it time now? Good evening. Bert M. Hello, buddy. Refuse Nick Sean. Good to see you. Councillor State Rach. Good to see you. Johnny Weissmuller. Brilliant to see you. Anglo-Saxon. Hello, pal. Good to see you, buddy. James Hayworth. Yes, James. Who else we got in there? Mousecat. Yeah. I had a good chat with Mousecat earlier. We went deep like Titanic. Baz, good to see you. Yeah, I think I'm caught up, mate.
Kate,
Did I not say Kate? Oh, Kate, sorry, my lovely. I hope you had a lovely time in the Costa Brava.
Baz, so.
Mr. Mac, hello, buddy. Hello, Al. Hope your little puppy girl's doing well.
So, what are we covering tonight? Because we've got a whole pile of stuff to cover a bit now. But we can't cover it until he's in.
Well, I don't know. I was interested to learn that it seems like Cambodia and Thailand are having some sort of tete-a-tete. I only found that out yesterday. So what's been happening there?
No idea.
Some sort of border skirmish, is it?
I'm not sure.
Some sort of
Dangerfield talk about it.
Next thing you know, Dangerfield's fucking been conscripted in the Cambodian fucking not thrown in a van like a Ukrainian teenager or like with Down syndrome straight to the front line.
I want to cover East Wall and what happened at East Wall, where seemingly I don't know if you've seen it. I think I shared it with you.
East Wall? Did you say East Wall?
East Wall, Dublin.
Right.
A woman was barred to the floor and then kicked in the stomach by a guy who hadn't got very much English, had his hair up in a bun, and what do you call them things girls wear? Is it scrunchie or something?
Oh, they've got, is it Alice Band?
Something like that, and bright red lipstick.
Bright red lipstick?
Yeah. But
holy shit.
There's mum. Right.
Good evening.
How are you doing?
From my South Belfast men's hostel. Good to see you.
Is that where you're at?
Yeah.
Oh, have you had a fallout with your missus? Yeah, you told me that, yeah.
Yeah, but I was living with Rags, wasn't I, for 4 months, and he got his new place, didn't he? His purpose-built place and that. So yeah, I had to find somewhere. Yeah. So yeah, I'm in a bit of a transition period, buddy. But it is what it is. I mean, it's very. I mean, you could probably relate to it. You know, living in barracks and stuff. You know what I mean? When you were doing your basic training and stuff.
Oh, it's a bit shit, like sharing a heads with people. Although the one advantage is most people are dirty bastards and they probably never shower, so you probably got that to yourself.
I've got myself some of those sliders, you know, because you don't want to be walking about in your bare feet in the showers, do you? You don't know what sort of fuck like.
Definitely not.
No.
They seem to flip between that, didn't they? When I was about 10, I remember them saying, you can't get a shower if you've got a verruca. And when I was about 13, they said you can get a shower when you got a verruca. And then thinking when I was 18, they said you can't again. So I mean, I have no idea what the science is.
Did you have swimming lessons as part? Like, did you ever do swimming with your school?
Yeah, I remember that well. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you remember like there'd be one person who had to have a verruca sock on?
Yeah. Yeah. I do remember
This
that.
sort of rubber sort of condom that went over their foot.
Yeah.
I always remember there was a lad who was from Pakistan, one of the lads in my primary school, called Farhad. He was called Farhad Chowdhury. And he was the only one who, when they said, who thinks they're a good swimmer, he put his hands straight up. And they went, oh, go on then. He jumped in and he nearly drowned.
Yeah.
So, typical, yeah, flailing. So, yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So, how you been? How's life treating you?
You know me, I'm always chipper, sleeping with a firearm next to my bed and barricaded doors. I'm good.
You are so lucky, man. I like the more I think about it, like I wouldn't leave Great Britain, but like I think you know you've obviously met an American woman and it makes sense. Makes sense that you're there rather than here. Do you know what I mean?
I wouldn't have went out of ideological reasons. I wouldn't. It's amusing to me when you get the really, really sort of LARPing revolutionaries on Twitter. The amount of people who have a go at me, I say the amount, it's not common, but it's not uncommon, where you'll get some, I'm assuming it's generally right-wing people, but there's some left who'll go, oh, you shouldn't even talk about this stuff, you fled like a coward. And I'm always like, fled like a coward? Like, what, are you some beret-wearing AK-47 wielding revolutionary? This isn't that type of war, is it? I was like, you're talking like I've ran away because I was scared of the battlefield. I was like, there isn't a battlefield. There's an authoritarian state that's using the soft touch, the velvet glove of fascism. But there isn't a war on, is there? There's nothing you can do to fight it. So you have to get on with things best you can. I was like, and unlike you, I actually have been on a real battlefield and you haven't. So wind your neck in, knobhead. I was left for ideological reasons. I wouldn't.
I was listening to your show last night, and you describing your worst day when it all kicked off, and you were just being fired out from 12 different directions. Like I was picturing it, and I just couldn't. I couldn't cope with that chaos. I'm not built for that. So it's definitely a mindset. You know what I mean?
Well, that's why they thrash you so endlessly and mercilessly for 32 weeks basic training, because 9 out of 10 people aren't. And there's no shame in it, which is what I don't understand about the Walter Mitty types, right? Like, most people who try out don't make it. You know, you go on your PRMC with loads of blokes and only about a quarter of them pass. And then from a load of those, they form enough to get a troop. And then most of them don't pass. And there's no shame in it. But, you know, that's how they make sure that you're ready for it. And they do that as a form of kindness, which I've always told you is ridiculous when the politicians get involved and say, oh, they're bullying people in the military. It's like, they're not bullying you, they're getting you ready for your chosen career. And if you're not ready for it, you should be working in a bank. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with working in a bank, but you don't want a loose cannon on a battlefield who hasn't been properly tempered to deal with that type of stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Matt,
that's the way it is.
Matt, when my cousin Rodney went in, he done the training, and he got through right to the very, very end. And then they're supposed to go up. It's a 2-day or 3-day thing where they take you up to Snowdonia or somewhere like that there, and you have to survive and find your way across.
Survival X, right? It's horrendous, yeah.
He jumped out the helicopter and burst his knee on the way down.
And the other thing, and that's why bootnecks aren't arrogant about it as well, because everyone was that close to not making it. Every one of us. So everyone has a best mate or a best oppo who didn't. So there's no shame in trying your best and failing. We all do it. And I've failed at plenty of things in life, but that I did. So you know, I don't like to get on my high horse very often, but I don't like being called a coward by a keyboard warrior who thinks he's fighting a hot war against people with automatic weapons, because that's not what's happening, is it? As we've seen today, to take us onto the news, I made a video today. Did you see the two big stories of the day? Is that the government's simultaneously empowering Sharia courts whilst also telling us that they've empowered a new special ops strike team for the police to specifically target people who post on social media.
Yes.
It's crazy.
And you've got this banter police thing now, haven't you? Like you can, like, say, like you're working in a pub, and you overhear something that offends you. It's something. Who was explaining it to me the other day? And it's down to it's the employer who can sort of face the fines or the convictions. Anyway, I wanted to your friend Tim Davies. I haven't seen it, but I've heard people talk about it. Had a debate with Dangerfield the other day because Tim said that if you don't live in the UK, you can't have any say in like if you've left, like you. Chris Dangerfield lives in Cambodia,
Yeah.
And he talks about the state of the UK, and Tim Davies says he shouldn't be able to say anything if he's over there. And I guess that would stretch to you as well. And apparently it got quite. I haven't seen it. I'm going to watch it, but apparently it got. Did you watch it, Rags?
No.
Apparently it got quite heated. So
well, I've told you, I think the bloke's a knobhead. So obviously I'm biased, but that is ludicrous. That's like my mate John Whittaker. He had a big argument with us all in the pub because he's a diehard Borough fan and he used to go to every away game. He was sat in the pub going, if you don't go to every away game and every
you're not a true fan.
You're not a real fan. And I was like, oh, okay then. So there's all these blokes with tattoos and shit who go to every single game at home and they've been a season ticket up for 23 years. But because they don't go all the away games, they're not a real fan. That's a preposterous thing to say. And I dare say, because I think he's a wide Walter and a knobhead, if he had the means to get a foreign passport, he'd probably fuck off because he's one of them types. He's in the chair force. I don't want to sound disparaging, but you go in the chair force when you don't want to get your hands dirty. I know that sounds terribly disparaging to the Royal Air Force, but again, when you meet most of them, they'll go, oh yeah, I wouldn't have even tried out for the Royal Marines. But he's one of these who loves to give it Billy Big Spuds, like he's like Andy McNabb, and he isn't. He's in the chair force. So I don't really care what he has to say. But that's a preposterous statement to make.
Matt, his father was a bitnik.
Oh, was he really? So exactly. So he's even more of a fanny because the amount of blokes I knew who were bootnicks because the dads were or the granddads were. Like it's like a family business. Your dad was one, you want to be one, and he didn't want to be one. He went, well, that sounds hard. I'll join the Air Force.
Yeah,
so
like
I don't care what he has to say to me.
My granddad was in the Navy, and two of his sons went in the Navy. They were both in the Falklands, but they weren't allowed on the same ship. And my uncle Sean was on the Sheffield when it got hit, and he survived. He don't talk about it.
Yeah, no. So a bit of scorn for him anyway. But like I said, I think that's a preposterous thing to say, isn't it? Because at the end of the day, life takes you where you want to go. You don't know why he ended up over there or what happened or what his job was or anything. Like, shit, when I moved out here, it was only 20... What was it? It was about 2013. It was when the world made sense. There's people saying, oh, I left because I'm terrified of the government. It's like, no, I went because it was 2013 and the world was still sensible in 2013. Like, it hadn't gone completely tits up.
No.
So to say, and the other, you know what that reminds me of? The ludicrous statement where some people will go, I shit you not, this has been said by the left to me a lot. Because obviously my channel's big enough now where there's a lot of lefties following me just constantly whinging. And I've heard it more than once, at least half a dozen times, where they've said, oh my God, you would probably come back to see your family and go and use the NHS. You have no right, you're a scrounger. You're all this stuff. Call me a scrounger for a hypothetical situation that's never took place. I was like, hang on. So I was born and raised there and I didn't move until I was 35 and I paid taxes my whole life and I served my country and my dad and everything was the same. And you're telling me because you've invented a hypothetical situation where I break my leg while I'm on holiday in England, if I use the NHS, I'm a scrounger. I'm a scrounger. But a Somalian who illegally comes to England, he definitely isn't a scrounger. This is the world people live in. Like I said, people like Tim and anybody else with that sort of outlook, they're not living in the real world. Like the real world's slightly complicated. But if you're going to sit there and say, I've invented a story in my head and in that you're a scrounger, but the Somalian pirate who came over illegally, he definitely isn't. Because they won't call them scroungers. You'll never ever get a left-wing person go, I don't agree that they should all be deported, But they are scroungers if they're living in council houses. They don't say that, do they? They say, oh, well, we've got to look after them. It's our duty to look after them. But if you break your leg while you're visiting your dad, you can't use the system you paid into for 27 years. It's completely upside down, but
yeah, it's ludicrous, mate,
isn't it?
Yeah. Did you see that Green Party lady the other day where she was doing the speech, like she was giving like a speech?
Amazing.
And and the geezer just, I won't repeat what he said, but did you see Ed Dutton, Professor Ed Dutton's breakdown of it, like the psychological part of it? Like,
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was very interesting. Like he said, like the look on her face was like she'd never ever been spoken to like that in her life,
in her entire life. Yeah,
but she was desperate to be spoken to like that. You know what I mean?
She definitely needed it. Yeah.
It was fantastic. Yeah. And this is happening. Like I haven't really like since I've been here. I've not really been invested in the news, like what's going on as much as I normally am, because I've only got a small screen. You see, just off my phone. But I know, like obviously, I heard about Epping. I don't know what happened today. Was there meant to be some sort of big protest down there today, and a load of people pulled out because they just thought it was going to be like a fucking Fed trap?
Apparently, yeah.
Because apparently they've already moved all of those people out of that hotel now. But the thing is, it just becomes someone else's problem. It's like Ballymena rags, isn't it? Yeah, they've moved those Roma families out of that area. All of the locals are now saying, oh, it's far more relaxed here now. We let our children roam a bit further. We don't mind our teenage girls going out. But they're only being moved to become someone else's problem, aren't they? They're not going back.
They took them to Larne Leisure Centre overnight and put up temporary accommodation. The people that discovered they were there, and they set fire to the leisure centre. So then they're all put in coaches and shipped down over the border. And then it becomes the Republic of Ireland problem. You know, I'm going to show you something here in a bit. In East Belfast, it's East Wall.
So out of my bedroom window, on the terrace street, right, there's two houses for sale, and they're for sale by the same estate agent. And someone has sprayed on the front window, locals only, on both of the windows.
You'll see signs like that everywhere. You go up to Korean, there, Ballysally is one of the biggest council estates. And it says on the way in, no illegals. We do not tolerate scum. So I want to show you the difference between our borders and America's borders. Now, there's Louise.
The Americans proper dish the beats out.
Right, now this is our borders. You ready? Let me know you can hear it, folks.
Well, the years start coming and they don't stop 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 coming.
Right, you get the gist. Now, this is America's border.
I love the music.
Don't stop coming.
Share screen. Window. Press that. Press that. Let me know you can hear it, folks. This is America's borders.
Your team ready to take a phone number from him?
You need to stop.
You need to stop kidnapping people on the fucking street.
100%.
I'm just very careful when I'm trying to call his family for him.
You need to say
Show
that.
me your Show me your
You need to show you.
because you're a liar.
Not an interested party. You have no right to see that.
Stop kidnapping people on the fucking street.
Suck on it, Karen. I wish I was there.
I'm telling you, they are our worst enemy. Is white liberal women.
Middle class white women, yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely our fucking worst enemy, they are.
No, I fell out with my... Well, not fell out, but I offended her saying, honestly, I'm not being funny. All of the problems is you lot in it, all of them. And she's a lapsed Democrat. She doesn't vote Democrat now, so I've got to her. She couldn't bring herself to vote for Trump, but she wouldn't vote for the Dems. But I was like, if you just look at the numbers, if you lot weren't allowed to vote, we'd have had right-wing governments for the last 30 years. Like,
yeah,
it really is that obvious.
I'm almost ready to go back to you have to be a man, you have to own a house. Do you know what I mean? I'm not ready to go back to that.
The thing I find so baffling about this, I think it's because so many of them don't have children, because the crack is, I know all this stuff's my bread and butter. I loved all Richard Dawkins' books when I was a chippy 20-year-old.
Yeah, same as.
Because of evolutionary biology, women are far more empathic than men are, obviously. It makes so much sense. A child can grasp this. They're the child bearers, so they're hardwired to be empathic. And it's so you know when there's something wrong with your children. If men were the child bearers, like suddenly if we clicked our hands and men could get pregnant, you'd have a kid and you'd go, oh, he'll be all right there. And you just leave him on the top for 4 hours. And when you come back, he'd be dead. Yeah.
While you're necking bottles of dog.
Yeah. Necking bottles of dog and playing on World of Warcraft. You go downstairs, the kid's dead. You go, oh, fuck. You'll be playing World of Tanks on your phone, and your kid's rolled into the sink. So women are like pathologically empathic, right? And the thing is, again, I'm not slagging off women. We have our roles. Slagging off a woman for being overly empathic is like slagging off a man for being strong. It's like we have our gender roles. And the problem is, when the women had kids, having kids suddenly makes them risk averse. My mate Moz, his wife Ruth, was super getting pissed when I was ranting about some of the stuff about men getting stitched up in this day and age. Some of the big stories we all know about, on us right-wing YouTubers. And she's just had a son, a little lad. And now she's so pissed off at all these militant feminists, man-hating, misandry, picking on boys. She's like, she gets as pissed as I do because she's got a child. So it
changes everything.
It won't even be the women with kids. It's these single childless dog moms like that Karen there. Because they haven't got a child to have the empathy for. They have the empathy for the strange children from across the waves.
Some strange, ugly Mexican man that he's got no connection with whatsoever.
So I'm not having to go at all women. I'm having to go at single, childless, middle-class Karens. Like, women with children know that there's a problem.
Right, and then you look at the women that have got into positions of power.
All childless.
Theresa May.
Yeah.
Theresa May. Merkel. Do you know what Silvio Berlusconi used to call Angela Merkel? I think I've told you this before. He referred to her as an unfuckable lard ass. Ursula von der fucking Leyen.
Yeah.
They're all childless. Margaret Thatcher, obviously, she had children, but she wasn't as bad as these leaders. You know what I mean?
Yeah. She had kids.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Most of them haven't, have they? Most of them haven't. Merkel hasn't.
No.
Theresa May hasn't.
No.
I don't know about the current front bench in Labour, but loads of the big Eurocrat
ones. Well, Angela Rayner had her ankles up at about the age of 13. Did she was like a fucking pram face, wasn't she? Like she was a proper
She left.
She became like a grandma at like 38, didn't she?
You can tell just by looking at Angela Rayner, she was gobbling all the lads off behind the youth club when she was 14.
Yeah, because she was ugly and she wanted to be accepted, so she was like, "Yeah, just stick it in my mouth."
Have a go, lads. Go on.
Yeah.
She left school. She left school with more qualifications, or more kids than she left with qualifications. She was a mother before she left school, and she was a grandmother before she was 33. So
I told you right.
Didn't teach her kids much.
That reminds me of the stupidity of the left. It's always been there, right? Even when I was a milquetoast, sort of newly minted conservative at the age of about 30, saying that David Cameron was going to save us all. Even then, I remember saying, like, why do you people be arguing with all the Labour voters in my local? and they'd be saying, "Oh yeah, why do you want them posh boys in charge?" And I used to be like, I don't particularly want posh boys in charge, but if some bloke is ridiculously well educated and went to an elite school and has letters behind his name, I trust him to run things more than I trust a bloke who went to the same school we did and we didn't go to any lessons and we were all sniffing glue behind the bike sheds. Like, logically, it makes sense to me that those people are better off running things. And that's another good example, isn't it? Because Angela Rayner is a fucking idiot. And they make out like that's a selling point. Like, yeah, she's not like Jacob Rees-Mogg. She was got fucking left school with no GCSEs. I'm like, oh, so, do you want her to be in charge? Like, are you a fucking moron? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't have to love Jacob Rees-Mogg, but if you just had to pick, like if we got gifted a company, you find out when elderly relatives died and left you a company and you go, oh, I don't want to really run the day-to-day. Or who can you pick to run it? Angela Rayner or Jacob Rees-Mogg? Who the fuck would you pick?
Yeah.
Like the things they think are virtues are the exact opposite. The idea that they should go, oh well, she left school with no qualifications, and you're going to go, oh, get in, put her in fucking charge. It's ridiculous.
I'm pretty certain Rachel Reeves is childless
Yeah.
as well. I don't know who else is on there. Emily Thornberry, she's childless, is she?
Fucking Rachel. Well,
She's truly unfuckable.
the spastic chancellor's got a nose like a builder's elbow, so you wouldn't want to fuck that, would you? But
Oh God, she reminds me of Matt Lucas, like a Little Britain character played by Matt Lucas.
yeah, a bloke with a wig on.
Yeah.
How bad's that though? How bad's that when someone as thick as Angela Rayner's the second in command? Like,
But
it's mental, that, isn't it?
Do you notice Rachel Reeves, Rachel from accounts or customer services? See, when she talks, she sounds like Keir Starmer, and he sounds like fucking Zippy off Rainbow.
Yeah, they've all had voice coaching and shit, haven't they?
Yeah, would you want, like, apparently Keir Starmer's had it for years. Would you not want every single fucking penny of your money back? If you still sounded like a political robot.
Sack the voice coach, innit? Sack the voice coach, definitely. But again, I guess you can't, can you? Because he's the Prime Minister. So in his mind, it's worked, hasn't it? There's no higher job in the land.
Toffee, you spelled that wrong. It's Diane Abacus.
Abacus, yeah, switch on.
So yeah, and then like Lammy as Foreign Secretary, like what the fuck does he know about history of geopolitics and world affairs?
A man who's shitter at geography than anyone you've ever met is the Foreign Secretary. Like I said, it's like a satire.
Yeah, it is.
A slag who left school with more kids than GCSEs is the second in command. And a big, thick, fat, sweaty bastard who has no historical or geographic knowledge is the Foreign Secretary. He's
getting fatter as well, isn't he? It's not just me, is it?
It's the big version of that story I told you about years ago when I was on the train and the bloke doing the speaking over the tannoy couldn't speak a word of English. And then the bloke came down checking the tickets and he had perfect diction but no fucking eyes. So the guy checking the tickets was blind and the guy doing the speaking couldn't speak fucking the Queen's.
That's like hear no evil, see no evil.
Yeah, I was like, hey lads, he comes over the tunnel and he's like, the station coming up next, it is the Kensington, we had to get up and get up. I was like, what the fuck? And then this guy comes around who's like walking funny because his eyes are in opposite directions and he's blind. And you give him your ticket to check and he's got to hold it under his fucking nose to start to read it. But he went, and here is your ticket, my good sir. And I was like, well, hang on, swap jobs, you cunt. Perfect fucking customer experience. It's mental, isn't it? It's comedy fucking gold, the shit this government does.
Oh, yeah. Every day as well, isn't it? It's like you get a new episode every day. Yeah. So what else has been going on? Yeah, so I was talking about Epping, wasn't I? But I believe there's been a lot more sort of flashpoints. Norwich, there was one in Norwich that kicked off as well. And that was a big, I think it's about 400 people there. So again, it was a Dutton interview, right? What has changed now is that women are getting up on the microphone and speaking at these events. Yeah. And that is, yeah, go on, Rex.
Your woman at Epping that stood up smartly dressed lady, mother of 4, I think she was, and all, and she spoke elegantly and said what was going on in Epping and stuff like that there. Next month, following day, far right activists, far right this. No, it's a mother concerned about children. You know, and
Do you know what that rhetoric is so tired and worn out now. No one gives a shit about that anymore.
Well,
Like
Dominic Frisby made a song about it a few years ago, didn't he? And it's
what we're all far right now.
Yeah, it's literally everyone. It's literally everyone. Like almost nobody's far right. I seen them berating GB News. Did you see the clip of them where that young lad went out? It was like a roving reporter. I think.
Yeah. Oh, you're GB. Oh, yeah. We know all about you.
How can you sleep at night? I was like,
yeah, you're evil. Didn't she call him evil?
Yeah. They have like Neil Oliver and Benjamin Butterworth on, and Darren Grimes. Darren Grimes and Benjamin Butterworth, and they're like, oh, pure evil. I was like, I wish you could meet the evil. I wish you could meet it. Like, if they just, I've made this argument in many different points in my life because of my various careers. And I've always told them, like, the reason you have a threat level and you have to try and be as accurate with it as possible is because you can never be at 100%. So you have to have incremental movement in the threat pyramid that you use accurately and properly. So, because if we were at red alert all the time, a moron would say, right, what we should do is we should have every military base on high red alert 24/7, because then you're less likely to have an incident. And it's like, no, you fucking moron. The reason you have the threat level elevated is because if you're elevated all the time, then you're elevated none of the time, because you can only push those extra measures in short bursts. And then people start switching off. People become complacent. You'll have less manpower. So you're generally at this level. And then when you get intelligence-led operation says, oh, we're going to get an attack in the next 40 hours. We have very reliable intelligence. Then you put the threat level back up. And then when that's gone quiet again, then it goes back down again. And that's exactly what's happening here. Like, if they constantly call everything far right, then the radar's broken and they'll never be able to accurately gauge in on the bloke who's like, I'm going to the local gay bar with a meat cleaver and a bag full of grenades, and I'm going to take as many of them out as possible. They'll never catch them because the police, as we speak, are watching this shit. Three blokes talking fucking bollocks that nobody should be listening to. Right? But you know what I'm getting at? It's just, we're just normal blokes having a bit of crack, and they're going to be watching this with a pencil, fucking hell. And while they're doing that, because the manpower's limited, they're going to be slipping through the net, all the people who should be getting watched.
I actually think about, I love the fact that hopefully someone has to watch this for their job.
Yeah, I love it. I love that. I hope there's 2 left-wing fat lesbian police officers with purple hair watching this shit for an hour. Just sit there for a full hour of their life. Fucking brilliant.
An hour they never get back.
Just some advice for you girls. Put it on a phone. Go for a walk while you listen, because you need the exercise, fatty. All right, that's for your average British police woman.
Girl, Jesus Christ, yeah. Here's a story for you guys. I'd both like your opinion on. Again, I saw it. I think the Jolly Heretic Ed Dutton is pumping out some absolute fantastic content at the moment with interviews with certain people and that. But he had a guy on called Robin Tilbrook from the English Democrats. You aware of him?
Yes.
No, I'm not.
Now, he's helping the victims of the grooming gangs sue their perpetrators. Oh, have you got a video? Oh, he's off for a piddle. I thought it was like 2 minutes. I've got a video. So he's helping the victims of the grooming gangs, sue their perpetrators. And I believe he's had 1 successful case so far, and he's managed to get £425,000 for a victim. But he's going for it. So, you know, that's a net positive. I mean, there's nothing, it's done now. You can't take away what's happened to them, you know what I mean? But maybe if I know money's not going to take away that trauma, but it'll probably help set them up in life a bit better. And they might, I mean, yeah, look, there is a chance that it could all go on from crack cocaine and heroin because do you know what I mean? That's how damaged the person is now. But no, I'd like to think that like set themselves up with a house, you know, and try and get a bit of normalization in their life and stuff. But it's good that I have when I saw his name, it rung a bell. But yeah, the English Democrats, and I think they've been around for a little while now. That party,
Ed Dutton's the guy off the Jolly Heretic, right? Is that
yeah,
Ed Dutton? So
Professor Ed Dutton.
He's not in politics. He's just a YouTuber.
He's not in politics. No, he does all like sort of based psychological and stuff like that. Stuff you're not meant to talk about, like IQs in.
Oh yeah. That
old
chestnut, yeah.
Yes, they got the little measuring thing for the head. Calipers.
Calipers for the napper. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, but no, he's doing some fantastic content at the moment, as are you. So yeah, So what's like? So Epstein then? So I've got to ask you about some sort of stateside stuff as we got you on. Yeah. Oh, good old it. Well, I think in 20 years' time that everyone will just think he was just like some cool guy. That's how they sell it. That's just what he was into. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
fucking mad,
do you think the more Trump pushes back on it, especially the other day when he went, "Are we still talking about this guy?" You know, I thought that was really bad optics. Really bad optics.
It was. But again, what can he do? What can he do?
But do you think that he's implicated? Because we know he was his friend. We know they were friends.
Yeah, he knew him, didn't he? He definitely
did. I mean, there's that birthday card or some sort of greeting card where he said, "Here's to another year of secrets." Donald J. Yeah, I mean, what the fuck does that mean?
I don't know if that one's true though. Is it is to another year of secrets? I thought that one was just totally made up by the Washington Post.
Oh, was it? But the way, go on, Drugs.
When the whole thing came out, and I think it was Paul that said, was it 2019? Trump completely cut him off and disowned him. You know,
he banned him. He banned him from Mar-a-Lago, didn't he?
Yeah. And if you want to go through the list that they talk about, you want to talk about that list. Stephen Hawkins was on the list.
I know. He was. The filthy little bastard.
Push me and then just touch me. That's how he gets his satisfaction, yeah. Right, so Ghislaine Maxwell then is in prison for what then? Trafficking. She's 20 years for trafficking, sex trafficking. To who?
Yeah, to no one. Yeah, weird that, isn't it?
Like she's just been granted limited immunity as well. Literally 2 days ago.
Best question in the chat there, and I'm going to hand it over to Matt because we're hearing a lot over here about people being impeached, Obama and Hillary Clinton, and who else did they say?
Podesta.
Oh, and they ran through a list of names. Is that
Acosta?
What do you call that lady? And she's the blonde hair, and she's a speaker of the House, or she's a speaker. She comes out and gives some statements for Trump.
She's beautiful. She is.
Press secretary. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. She's he does pick good looking girls for that job, doesn't he?
Well, it's like a thing, isn't it? That Trump is aware because he's not daft because he's a TV guy. Optics matter. The Americans realised this years ago. It's why all the American actors and actresses are fit. Like they just realised it sells better if attractive people are selling it, which is logical, isn't it?
Yeah, and then as you were talking about the thing with Paula there, it's big on the news here is Macron and the wife. Well,
class that, innit?
And the memes that are coming out, I couldn't share them on here because of bloody YouTube, and you can't do that. But she's bent, she's a skirt on, she's bending down. It's a beaten two days hanging out. Her knickers, you know. But as far as I can remember, the first story I heard about it, now, it's a story, it's just a rumor, that when he was at school, she was his teacher, and she was married with kids. That's the first story I heard. But now it's come
That is
out.
true, yeah.
Now, that's the true one. So how can she be a man?
Yeah, well, I think that's an amusing, like all of them, you can't know for certain. I think it's probably bollocks that it's a bloke, but...
Well, Tim Dillon, did you see Tim Dillon's show? He said there's a very, very easy way to quash this. He goes, she needs to go on all of the big American podcasts, Joe Rogan, Theo Von, and show them her pussy. He goes, show them your clit.
Yeah. Just whip your stench trench out on national
Yeah, he goes, put your bush in Joe Rogan's face. He's fucking Tim Dillon. Do you like Tim Dillon? He fucking cracks me up. He does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
For a big fat gay man, he's fucking funny.
It was a few months ago, somebody sent me a video, and there was an African lady in Belfast, and she was walking at, where did I get my back fixed? Oh, it's along a big road, and there's a hospital on it, and there's big, you know the old gates with the three prongs on them at the top, and she's walking past this here, absolutely birthday suit, stark fucking naked. Then walks into the middle of the road, throws her legs up behind her ears, and shows drivers passing by her fucking bugs.
Yeah, yeah. What did it say? What did you say yesterday, Matty? It looks like a fucking a 7.62 exit wound in a silverback fucking back. My dad used to say it looks like a hedgehog with its throat slit.
That's pretty good.
The hedgehog in fact.
Yeah, that's it. We could get Trump to grab her by the pussy.
Yeah.
We could kill two birds with one stone. Yeah. It could be like a pay-per-view event.
like a drop lasagna.
Yeah. Fucking Bridget Macron's cock.
Yeah. It's a sorry state of affairs though, isn't it, in the UK at the moment? Like, I can't believe how bad it's got. That whole thing with these online coppers, like, where's it going to end? Like, they said, like, what's his name? Michael Schellenberger said, it's like, today is official. Like, it's officially a police state in the UK. It's like everything Orwell wrote about is what they're doing, isn't it? It's like, if you say things the state doesn't like, we will send our special task force around to come for you. That's V for Vendetta. That's Orwell. It's 1984. It's the worst. It's the worst shit you could ever imagine. It's worse than Demolition Man. Because on Demolition Man, you used to just get a ticket when you did something like that. You go, and you get a ticket.
Yeah, you have been fined one credit for a misuse of the verb what was it? I can't remember. Some sort of
like verbal something act.
Morality code, wasn't it?
Yeah. But the British government now in 2025 monitors what you say via a special crack task force. And if you say something they don't like, they'll come around your house and grab you and drag you off to the cells.
Yeah, but if you want to watch porn, you have to do facial recognition now. Not that I watch porn, gentlemen, but it's like, you know. And then there's the thing about the Sharia.
Facial recognition?
Yes. So
it analyzes your face and tries to say how old you are by looking at your face, yeah, with all data points and AI fucking wizardry.
There was a study done, and they looked into young children, and there was young children as young as 6. Young mum and daddy give them an iPhone or a one-call phone to keep in contact with, just to keep them busy, to keep them out of their hair and stuff like that there. And it turns out that 6-year-olds were watching Pornhub.
Yeah, well, a 6-year-old doesn't need a phone in any way, shape, or form.
No, they don't.
At all. Well, and as I've said to you, I don't make hay with this because I don't want to sound like I'm in any way blaming the white working class for the shit that's gone on. But some element of it is on parents, which is why, in the main, the Puma trackies always went for the little kids from the broken homes and shit.
Yes.
Because any diligent parent would stop that from happening. Like, you know, you're.
Do you remember though the dad that went to the hotel to try and rescue his daughter, and he got arrested,
Yes.
and then he got released, and he went back to try and do it again, and they said, if you come here again, you're going to be charged with racial harassment. Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Daughter
One guy
drunk.
did get arrested, didn't he? Trying to get her out of a kebab shop or whatever.
Yeah.
But in the main, you know, you have to blame the parents, and this is what I'm saying on that type of shit. Like, you can't have in any way fear driving your responses and then make you instinctively grasp towards improving the powers of the state so that you'll feel safe. It's your job to make your family safe. It's not the state's fault or the state's job. The reason we're so angry is because of the two-tier aspect where the police are looking out and going for the wrong people. But ultimately, the government should be as small as possible. And you should never, ever, ever give up any thought of safety to allow you to trust the government to have more power and more reach and more personnel and more rules and regulations to police what people are allowed to do. Because that's what the government do in order to get the power over everybody. They want you to be scared, which is why I think it's on purpose. Because we know that they could stop it in an hour. So it's on purpose. They want it. The government like it. David's, what's his name? Not David Starkey. Ike. Ike says it's problem, reaction, solution. And that's exactly what it is.
That's the Hegelian dialectic, yeah?
Yeah. And that's exactly what it is. They like the immigration chaos and they like the endless streams of men because every week people get more and more afraid. And the more afraid they get, then they'll sign up for the ID cards. They'll sign up for twice as many CCTV cameras. I've already seen conservatives online going, oh, we should make it a law that every taxi has to have CCTV in it. They want you to be afraid, so you'll say stupid shit like that. We didn't need CCTV in all the taxis in the 1990s. When your country's ran properly and you've got a fucking border and a fully functional police force that actually aggressively chases down dangerous criminals, you don't need CCTV cameras everywhere and CCTV cameras in fucking taxis, and you don't need ID cards, and you don't need fuck all else. They do it on purpose because every week the public becomes more accepting of it. ID cards, digital currency, fucking signing in to get on a website. Apparently it's gone live in the UK. I've already seen the posts on X with people saying, oh, you need to fucking go on some website and verify your ID to go on the internet in England. It's on. It's just I'm saying it's on.
What just what? Not just sort of
not
fucking.
Just porn. There was a thing on. There was a photo going around yesterday on X that a bloke was just trying to look at like. I mean, I guess it was a little bit violent, like coppers roughing up some blokes at a protest in the UK, and there was a flag at the top of someone who hasn't gone through the process, and it says, "We are restricting this post." Funny names kicking off. It says, "We are restricting this post until you prove your identity, your age verification." So Jack's got to punch his fucking bedmate's face in.
Yeah. What was it? They're covering up now, not that, what do you call her? Angela Rayner, no brainer. She's trying to sneak a anti Sharia law thing. You know, you can't talk about Sharia. So, Speaker Chloe Dobbs, she is resistant or reasoned media or whatever it is. She'll not be able to speak about Islam under law.
Yeah.
I was sat in the communal room where where the pool table is.
They'll be forced not to. They'll be, you know, they can prosecute them if they speak about it. You know, if GB News talks about it, like Patrick Christie, he always talks about it non-stop. They'll go after him.
Yeah.
and GB News.
Yeah, ridiculous.
All-
That's what
all-
I'm saying. It is Orwellian. It's the very definition of the word. It's the government telling you what you can and can't talk about and think about. And it's backed up by the power of the state. And they'll send people around your house for wrong think and wrong speak. So it's everything we feared. As I said to you, in my eyes, Peter Hitchen proved us all wrong. Because I said, let's vote for Conservative. Let's vote for anyone but Conservative. Who cares? We know it'll put Labour in Downing Street, but we can deal with that as long as it kills the Conservatives. We might as well go for the quick death over the slow death, and then we can get a decent alternative in. But it's all way worse than we imagined, isn't it? David Starkey said Keir Starmer's far more radical than Tony Blair. He's just doing the same thing. He's hiding it and pretending he's a middle of the road guy, and he's not. He's a radical. And sure enough, he fucking was exactly right, wasn't he? He was exactly right. And Peter Hitchens and Starkey were bang on the money, and I was wrong. Because I thought it can't get any worse. You might as well rip the plaster off and get Labour in charge. And look what we got. This fucking shit. 1984.
Rupert Lewis, he started a petition to stop that. He also started a fundraiser for the victims of the grooming gangs. Now, I'm not too sure of your thoughts on Rupert Lewis, but he does seem to be a bit of a maverick. So
he's better than Starmer, isn't he?
Obviously.
Yeah, better than Farage, I think.
He's better than Farage too, because he says about mass deportations. Farage goes, "Oh, we can't do that. We can't do that. We can't do that." And Rupert goes, "Yes, we can."
Yeah, of course we can.
Playing them out. We've got 1 point. What is it? The news says it's 1.3, but there's a guy around
where are you?
1.6 million non-British citizens living in Britain on income support, housing benefit, and PIP.
If that's the numbers they're telling you, you can double it. They won't be telling you the truth. I'm not being funny. After walking Middlesbrough High Street for 3 miles when I went home last in when was it? It wasn't even that long ago. March.
No,
was back.
It weren't. A few months, wasn't it?
About March. Fucking the 90% of the town was foreign. There's no way there's only 3 mil. I tell you, I honestly reckon from just walking through about 10 different English towns and cities when I was home, I reckon there'll be at least 5 million illegals in the UK.
Yeah.
At least.
And weren't one of your favourite pubs closed down as well?
Yeah, gone. Where my brother and my sister-in-law got engaged. It used to be called the Inn off the Park in Middlesbrough, and now it's called something like Abba Dabba Ding Dong Africa Food Store.
Yeah.
It's fucking mad.
Well, according to GB News, there is a pub in Britain closing down every day, one a day. So that's 365 a year. And I put underneath their post about it on X. I said, "Well, you can't have pubs in the Islamic State, can you?"
I told you, this is what pisses me off. The normies don't pay any attention. They'll only pay attention when things get awful, and that's what I told you, and that's what I've ranted about for years. Human beings are stupid. We always say, mute your mic when you're not talking, Jack.
Say it again.
They always say prevention's better than a cure, but we don't do prevention. We only do cures because we're stupid. We don't pay attention until it's really, really, really bad. So we're not going to do prevention. We're not going to deport a few million people and sort our borders out. We're going to keep on doing this, import them every week. And I told you, if you think it's bad now, 2026 is going to be worse. And 2027 is going to be worse. And 2028 is going to be worse because they're never going to stop coming. So we're not going to do prevention. We're going to do cure. So it's going to get worse every year until it's saturation point and there's fucking millions and millions and millions of them. And women and kids are scared to go out their house on the night. And then it'll massively kick off and there'll be total chaos and the country will basically collapse for a period of time. And that's the only way it's going to get fixed because the normies don't care. As long as they can still go to Wetherspoons and the electricity's still on, they don't give a flying shite. So unfortunately, as I keep telling you, and I'm going to be proved right, it has to get much, much worse before it gets better. So hope for the best, prepare for the worst.
Yes. acceleration. I'm all for it.
Listen, guys. It's getting lively here now, so I'm gonna turn it in. All right, guys.
Yeah, it sounds banging there. I want to fucking live in an all-male fucking hostel. That sounds banging.
Right, listen, we'll see you in a month's time, Bootie, and yeah, have a good month, mate. And Rags, I'll speak to you in the week, pal. So, and good night, everyone, and thanks for coming and joining in on the chat. I will see you all next week. Hopefully,
Cheers, take it easy, mate.
Hopefully, I'll get at least another quiet 45 minutes. All right, see you later,
Go to
guys.
Wetherspoons. See you later.
Yeah, see you, bye bye.
Yeah, I wanted to get your take on this, Matt. This is in Dublin. This is from another YouTuber, No Risks, No Return, a guy called Rick, and he covers stuff in the south and in the north and what's going on. He was covering the Ballymena thing. I'm sure you're aware of the Ballymena thing.
Yeah, of course.
So, where they got rid of them. So, where are we at here? It's Eastwall in Belfast. Now, let me know if you can hear it, folks.
Look at this fella. He's out there hitting a poor girl there in the run down there. Look, he kicked her. Why did you do it? Kick the phone now. Why did you do it? Why did you do it? I'm not making this. Why did you?
This is the man. This is the man in question.
So what? He twatted some bird and all the Irish lads ran over.
She was out exercising. He shoulder charged her as she come past. Now there's a couple of Irish folk in the chat there, and he was caught in Belfast months ago. Now he wears a scrunchie thing in his hair. Girls know what that is. It's a scrunchie thing. They put their hair up and all. And he wears lipstick and nail varnish. And he's new to the parish. So the locals who were driving past seen him do this to this lady and left her in a lot of pain, kicked her phone out of her hand and kicked her in the stomach and stuff. And then when people started filming him and the Gardaí got a hold of him, the Gardaí told the people to bugger off. They shouldn't be filming it. Because, and everybody's sitting to go on now that the Gardaí are complicit in the second plantation of Ireland.
Of course they are.
You can't protect your own women, because if you do that, you're far right.
I know. Well, like I said, you can see the globalists are forcing it all, because another shit excuse people use is, it's only in Britain because of colonisation. The Brits and the French are getting it because of colonisation. Well, the Irish didn't colonise anyone, and they're getting twatted. And the Norwegians and the Icelandics and the fucking, I don't know, you can pick any country in Europe, they're getting twatted. Every first world nation's getting twatted, and the Kiwis are getting twatted, and the Canadians are getting twatted. It doesn't matter who you are. It's a global plan to ruin the world. So everyone demands, because that's the secret. So everyone demands ID cards. We demand the ID cards, and we demand the CCTV, and we demand the currency monitoring, and we demand the fucking microphones and cameras in our house. And it gets to the point where you can't even wank yourself silly in your own bedroom because some fucking copper's watching you do it. And I'm a bit of an exhibitionist, but I don't want to fucking pull the pudding while some old fat middle-aged copper's watching me. The whole world's got fucking tits up. Anyway, I'm going as well, mate, because it's nearly noon, and I'm going to meet fucking some of my mates.
No problem.
All right. Well, as always, I enjoyed it. I'll see you in a month, and we'll talk more bollocks. Another hour of shite for the Metropolitan Police to have to sit through. Love that. Wasting their time, fucking great. See you in a month, mate.
Talk to you later, bud. Sean, what's the PS in there? Yes, aye. Because he was in Belfast, Sean, and he was trying to break into people's houses, apparently. But so that's me for the night. I'm back next week. I think I might have Horace. I'm not too sure. I'll clarify that in the middle of the week. So that just leaves me to say, drop your comments in the thing, and I'll highlight them. Please smash that like button, and good night, God bless, or in my case, Odin bless.